What if I told you if you made one small change in your life, in how you view the world, how you approach the world, you would actually find more fulfillment and be energized throughout the day? We're going to be talking about that this week on episode number 203 of The Relaxed Male.
This is The Relaxed Male, a show that comes to you each week helping men to remove the nice guy from their life so they can actually live their life on their terms. Join the host, certified coach Brian Goodwin, as he helps men step out of their heads and become free from the thoughts that bind them.
Hey man, hello and welcome to Relaxed Male. I am your host, Brian, and I am a certified men's coach who assists men who are just neck deep in the suffering of their life, men who are going through a divorce, men who are just going through their day-to-day struggles. A lot of times those struggles can just get so deep and so overwhelming that a lot of times we just don't have any idea what to do. We become so overwhelmed that we almost want to just kind of just hang up our hat for the day and say, screw it, I'm not even going to try anymore today. I help men get to the root of what their suffering is. I help them step back and relax so that they can actually enjoy their life. In each episode, we're going to be looking at what it takes to actually change how you look at your life so that you can actually become better, stronger, and more successful on the other side without playing the victim all the time. And that's kind of what we're doing today, because so many times us men, we want to do something. We get a good idea. We're like, yeah, that sounds like fun. And we start doing it, and within just a few moments, a few days, weeks, months, or whatever, it just kind of goes, it peters out, and we're not doing it anymore. We're sitting back to where we were before. We're so motivated. We're great. And we're like, yeah, we're going to get this. And, take exercise. I'm going to get myself in shape. And then we kind of die out. Why is that? Well, we're going to address that more here in just a few moments. But before we do, I wanted to say hello, welcome to all the new listeners, guys. I am appreciative of all of y'all who are coming in and listening. That it does me good to know that I'm getting folks to listen. It's awesome. And I'm so pleased at the fact that we're still going. We're at episode 203. So many podcasts die off at like the 7th episode and the 20th episode and even the 100th episode. And we're gone 203rd this time. So we're still going. I've still got a whole lot of episodes, a whole lot of ideas, a whole lot of thoughts that I can do. And today wanted to jump into what it takes to actually feel fulfilled and how being fulfilled actually energizes you each and every day. And the trick, if there is a trick to it, and it's not really a trick, it's something I've talked about multiple times. This is accessing your why. What is your purpose, essentially? The feeding man's soul. This is the man soul pillar of the Relaxed Male foundation. And so many of us men, we don't have that why. That why is, it just sounds, our reason why, or the why that we use is just, well, it sounds like something we can do. It sounds good. It sounds like something we need to take a swing at, like losing weight or like getting the basement cleaned out or something like that. Why do you need to get the basement cleaned out? Why do you need to lose weight? And a lot of times it's just because so I can look better or something. And it's not really coming from a place of love for yourself. It's most of the times, like when we're trying to lose weight and we fail at losing weight, it's because we don't like how we look. We want to clean out the basement because we don't want to hear the wife complain about the basement anymore. Or we mow the lawn because we don't want something to happen. And so all of these little motivation things that we do come out of a line of thinking that doesn't push us forward. It's just enough to where we can skirt around it. We want to get just enough done so that we don't have to worry about the ramifications, the bad things that could happen if we don't lose weight. I'm going to stick with weight right now, but just because that's the kind of the thing I'm working with right now. This is what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to lose. I've got to get around to losing. Well, correction. That right there, that I gotta is a great example of a word that can be used as sand in gears. Really, that's a good way to look at it. I gotta lose this weight. Well, why? Why do I gotta lose the weight? And I can list out all the reasons. Well, if I don't lose weight, at an increased risk of heart disease. I'm at an increased risk of, diabetes. If I eat a lot of sugars and stuff, I'm at an increased risk of a lot of health problems. And I'm 50 years old now. So I've got to start. I should have been looking at all this 20 years ago, but I didn't. So now I need to be looking at it now. But to beat myself up with, I've got to start walking every day. I've got to start doing this. That's, like I said, that's throwing sand into the works. That's putting sand in your gears and sand in your bearings it's just going to grind things to a halt because we have, and I may not explain it exactly right, but there's a thing called a reticular activator. And it's when we tell ourselves, I've got to do something, our brain is wired to go whatever and do the opposite. Don't think of an orange elephant. Well, you're going to think of an orange elephant. I'm not going to think of an ex-girlfriend. Well, you're going to start thinking of that ex-girlfriend. You have to be able to come up with a why. You have to accept that you are where you are right now and be okay with it. So like with weight, I'm 280 pounds. I would like to be down at about 200 pounds. That's a lot of weight I'm going to have to ditch. Am I going to be able to ditch all of that weight? Probably not. Not even going to try, not even going to say that I am going to lose, 80 pounds. I'll be okay ditching 50 pounds. I can imagine how much better I would feel losing just 50 pounds. And that's what you have to do. What is your why? When I ask about what is your why are you doing whatever it is you're doing? If it is as a means of you kind of beating yourself up so that you stop beating yourself up, that's not going to work. How would you approach a problem if you already loved and accepted yourself as who you are? Me with the gut and the ass that I have, because I've got a dump truck butt. I mean, I know I do. And right now, I actually struggle with that. I see myself in the mirror as I'm getting ready to go jump in the shower, and I see myself naked, and I'm going, yeah, no wonder my wife doesn't want to have sex with me as often as I want to have sex. You wouldn't want to have sex with this, this Pillsbury Doughboy, would you? No. She would like to have more relations with somebody who's, fit, is in shape, has got a little strength in his arms. He's got a flatter belly, so it's not in the way of everything. You have to start trying to find a way of looking at yourself, accepting yourself. It's like, yeah, I am a 280 pound man. I am a good man all around. And a lot of times we look at ourselves and we can't stand who we are just by seeing who we are. And if we're looking at trying to change it's a lot like, the blog post that came out yesterday. Objects do not bring happiness. Ditching all your weight's not going to make you happy. You know what that's going to do? That's going to cause you to just have more problems, because skinny people have problems too. To think that to buy an object, say buy a new rifle, or to buy a longbow, or buying a new car, or buying a video game, or buying something, buying anything, buying a new shirt or new pair of shoes, or anything like that, thinking that's going to bring you happiness is not going to work, because those objects are just objects. They cannot make you happy. They cannot make you feel fulfilled. They cannot give you anything in the way of what you're actually wanting. The only thing that can actually do that, and the only thing that can actually get you energized to want to make sure you complete the day, to get your everything about your day finished, and to check off all those check boxes you want done, that comes from within you. That comes from your thoughts about what it is you have to do. Oh, I've got to do accounting this week. What if you're like, sweet, man, I get to do accounting. What if you could look at it and change how you're viewing the world? So instead of looking at having accounting day as being some dreadful item, it's like, sweet, I get to tell myself, I get to find out how much money I get to keep in my back pocket. And thankfully, I do get to pay taxes. I actually made enough money that the government's going, we want our cut of this because we gave you the ability to, we're giving you the ability to earn that money for whatever reason. The government wants to think that it's entitled to a part of our funds, and we've just kind of, gone along with it and went, all right, sure. Yeah, we'll do it. You can look at that type of theft. And I'm having fun with that one. Okay. Anyhow, you can have that type of, you can give up your money for taxes and look at it in a way that it is actually something to be grateful for. You can be grateful for being able to pay taxes, because if you made enough to have to pay taxes, then you made enough that you're actually able to live off of. May not be much that you could live off of, but you made enough that you could live off of. So how do you change your view of stuff? How do you start feeling fulfilled? How do you start seeing yourself in a better light? Say you're still wanting to try to lose weight, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're going, dude, you are a fat tub of lard. You are absolutely disgusting. Well, the first part is cut out the self-talk. Yeah, you're still going to see yourself in the mirror and you're going to judge yourself still. You're going to still look at it and not say out loud, but you're still going to go, golly, that's a round boy. And when you catch yourself looking at yourself like that, start expanding what you're seeing. Instead of saying, well, I've got a big ass gut. Well, okay. Can you accept and love your body? No. How about something on your body that you like? I've got a nice set of shoulders, or I still have a full head of hair. I have a nice face, something that you can find. I like my ears, something. It can be whatever it is. You find something that you like. Start with that and just work on it, because what you're doing is you're having to work on getting across the river of misery. You're changing your view of yourself, and you're going to fall back on old habits time and time again. You've built up years and years and years of down talking and self-doubt and just beating yourself up over piddly stuff, so that when you're not thinking and you're not living your life intentionally, you're instantly going to jump back to, you're a fat roly-poly dude, aren't you? No, you have to, when you pay attention to yourself and you hear yourself actually saying you're a fat roly-poly dude, you go, no, actually I'm not. I'm not even a fat man. I am a man who has fat on his frame. This is something I can remove. This is something I can change about myself. And when you could start looking at yourself and start changing how the self-talk that you're doing, you're going to make your life a whole lot better. You're going to make your life a lot more pleasant, because all of a sudden you're not looking at yourself and drawing energy away. You're looking at yourself and giving yourself energy. You're looking at yourself going, dude, we're going to make it today. We're going to get these done. Whatever this is, we're going to get it done. We're going to take care of it. We're going to kick it in the teeth and send it down the road, because we're awesome that way. The one thing that will make you feel fulfilled and energized is changing that little gremlin in your head, changing it out. Instead of allowing it to run your life, you're telling it to go sit in the corner. And when you do that and you start applying yourself to your purpose, and you start stepping in step with what your purpose is, all of a sudden your attitude changes. You start becoming more filled with more gratitude in your life. You start saying, hey, man, I'm glad to at least be able to pay my taxes. I've got taxes I get to pay. That's kind of cool. I can go off and I can buy a brisket if I want to. That's really, really cool. But also you start developing a growth mindset. So when you come across problems in your life, oh man, I gained a little weight. Well, you're able to go, well, I guess that little bit of those 3 pounds that I gained were probably from the fact that I ate a whole lot of salty potato chips and a lot of water. So it might be just a lot of water weight. Maybe if I stop eating the salt, I'll peel a lot of that out and I might lose that 3 pounds pretty quick. You start learning from your mistakes and you start accepting the fact that, hey, you're going to get it wrong quite a few times. Maybe you can get it wrong more times than you get it right. And that's all right, man. You can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. There is nothing wrong with failing. Good example. I have failed many times. Heck, episode 200, I was supposed to have people come on and I was going to coach them. I had 700 something odd people come and hit the sales page or the sign up page, but they never signed up. Why? I failed in my sales page. That's why. Start changing how you look at it. Accept the fact that you're going to fail. Accept that you didn't get something right. I didn't get my sales page right. The sales wording on my landing page wasn't right. It didn't invite anybody to sign up. So I need to change that. And that's what I'm doing right now. And when you do that, you become better every single time. The other thing is that you have with that growth mindset and your desire, you're going to keep learning. You're going to want to find out more cool ways to actually lose weight. You lose more weight if you eat persimmons on Thursdays than if you eat oranges on Wednesday. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. But, you start looking at stuff and you start finding different tidbits of fact that will work for you, and that what works for you might actually even work for somebody else. And so you're able to work and get better and stronger, and you keep at it because every little win that you have puts an extra gallon of go in your tank, and you're boom. All right, let's go. I mean, one of the big wins in my world is that, and it may not sound a lot, but to me, it's a tremendous amount. I get 50 people a day hitting my site. It's amazing. It's like, holy smokes, man. 50 people a day. For the longest time, I was doing 10 to 25, 10 to 25, 10 to 25. And that was day and day and day and day. And I was like going, holy smokes, is this ever going to work? Are people going to ever start noticing me? And then all of a sudden, it started climbing. And we're climbing. We're doing good. We're up and to the right still. And it's a neat feeling. So to be able to become a better person, to be able to make the strides that you want to make, you have to sit back and pay attention to what's the limiting thoughts that you're giving yourself. Those limiting thoughts are what's drawing your energy away. That's the heavy stuff that you keep weighing yourself down on. What can you change? What thoughts can you change that instead of being a heavy thought, you can make it a light thought? Has lots of energy instead of low energy, heavy. These are things that you can change. These are things that you can do. These are things that having a coach will accelerate that change for you. A coach is going to sit there and go, well, what about this? Or what about this? And look at points that you're not even thinking of looking at that could automatically switch on the turbo boost and away you go. If you want help doing that, and if you're looking at life and thinking there's no way I will ever succeed, I'm here to tell you you're wrong. I'm here to tell you life is just beginning. Even at 50 years old, life is just beginning. There are so much more things to do. Yeah, middle age. We are at the middle. I am at the top of the hill. It's downhill the rest of the way, baby. We're great. You youngins, y'all got the energy to keep running uphill. And you've got the energy and the drive to where you can become even better. You want help doing that? Go to relaxedmale.com/coaching. Sign up for a consult call. We'll sit down. We'll talk it through. We'll find out what's the best way for you and me to work together. Or maybe what the problem you're having is not quite lined up in line with what I'm having or what I can do. I can actually refer you over to folks who are a little better aligned with what you're wanting. I have no problem sending somebody over to somebody else if I think they're a better fit than what I am. If you want help with that, relaxedmale.com/coaching. If you want just help in other ways or just help, you're just getting started on your adventure of changing who you are, go to relaxedmale.com/blog. I've got, I think I'm almost at 1,000 blog posts. That's podcasts and blogs and videos that are all together. These can help you become better. And I want you to become better. We need better men in society. We see what the world's happening right now. And that's because we've let the weak men rule the world for way too long. We need strong men who are dedicated to be upholding their beliefs, upholding masculinity. And with that, to be able to do that, you need to get those 4 pillars built. That man's mind, body, soul, and his community. And we work on all of those, but also we work on getting you to the point where you become better. So guys, with that, I want to say thank you very much for listening. If there's anything that I said here that just resonated with you and you think, wow, that was a good thing to hear, share this out. Share this podcast out. Let the other men in your life know that there is a podcast out there that helps men become better men. Share it with them. Share it with your family. Share it with your brothers, uncles, cousins. Share it with everyone. Share it with the guys that you work with. Share it with as many people as you can so that we continue to grow. And when we hit the points where I think we're needing it, I'll open the doors up for a great free community that's just going to have guys come pouring in. But we're not quite there yet. I need more people to share this out. So guys, with that, I want to say thank you very much for listening. We'll see y'all next week. Till then, bye.